quick visual tidbits. Buffalo Soldiers, American Legends. Buffalo Soldiers were legendary African American soldiers who took part in several wars, from the Indian Wars to World War II. Several books have been written about their lives and bravery. Also, they have been immortalized in songs such as Buffalo Soldier by the famous Jamaican singer Bob Marley. In the beginning, only two regiments were called Buffalo Soldiers, the all-black 9th and 10th Cavalry Regiments. Later, in 1866, the term became synonymous with all the African American regiments, when the 24th and 25th Infantry Regiments, which were consolidated from 4 regiments, also became known as Buffalo Soldiers. It was Native Americans who gave these servicemen the name Buffalo Soldiers. No one is sure why, but some state it was because the soldiers' hair was similar to that of the buffalo, while others say it was because they fought with such great bravery. Native Americans revered the Buffalo Soldiers as they did the mighty buffalo. Ironically, when it came to the Indian Wars, Buffalo Soldiers fought in the most difficult conflicts against Western Native Americans. Both the 9th and 10th Cavalry Regiments took part in 168, or almost 13% of 1,296 skirmishes and battles between 1879 and 1898. During this period, 24 Buffalo Soldiers received the Medal of Honor for their bravery. Sergeant Brent Woods, 9th Cavalry Regiment, was honored for his actions in Gavilan Canyon, New Mexico, 1881. Sergeant John Denny, 9th Cavalry Regiment, was honored for his actions at Las Animas Canyon, New Mexico, 1879. First Sergeant Augustus Whaley, 9th and 10th Cavalry Regiments, was honored for his actions at Cuchillo Negro Mountains, New Mexico, 1881. Sergeant William McBride, 10th Cavalry Regiment, was honored for his actions at the Salt River north of Globe, Arizona, 1890. Private Pompey Factor, Black Seminole Indian Scouts, was honored for his action at the Pecos River in Texas, 1875. Ordnance Sergeant Moses Williams, 9th Cavalry Regiment, Cuchillo Negro Mountains, New Mexico, 1881. At left, a Buffalo Soldier of the 9th Cavalry, Company D, with a sharpshooter collar insignia. Above, an unidentified African-American soldier, 9th Cavalry, wearing a uniform with a marksman's badge and sharpshooter's medal, as well as a kepi with crossed sabers. Troopers of the 10th Cavalry encamped near Chloride during the Apache campaign. Buffalo Soldiers of the 25th Infantry, some wearing buffalo robes, at Fort Kill, Montana. Some of these men later became part of the Buffalo Soldiers Bicycle Corps. Troop K of the 9th Cavalry was sent to Cheyenne in 1892 during the Johnson County War to protect federal employees who were removing illegal fencing. In this photo, 2 Medal of Honor recipients are visible, George Jordan seated at lower left and Henry Johnson standing at upper right. Buffalo Soldiers were a major factor in the U.S. victory of the Spanish-American War. One of the battles they fought in was the Battle of Guasimas near Santiago, Cuba on June 24, 1898. In this photo, the 9th and 10th Cavalry Regiments in support of the Rough Riders. 24th Infantry at drill at Camp Walker, Philippine Islands, circa 1902. Besides warfare, the Buffalo Soldiers also took part in protecting the national parks. They fought wildfires and poachers in Yosemite and Sequoia National Parks and maintained the park's infrastructure. One Buffalo soldier who worked in the parks was Charles Young, a child of former slaves. In 1889, he went on to be the third African American to graduate from West Point. He served in 3 units, the 9th and 10th Cavalries and 25th Infantry. He was the first African American to reach the rank of colonel in the U.S. Army. Colonel Young became the first African American National Park Superintendent when he and his troop were ordered to Sequoia National Park for a summer. He served 1 season as acting superintendent of Sequoia National Park. Under his supervision, roads were completed and expanded, making the park more accessible to visitors. Buffalo Soldier Facts. In total, between 1879 and 1898, 24 Buffalo Soldiers received the Medal of Honor for their bravery. 5 Buffalo Soldiers were West Point graduates, one of whom was Henry O. Flipper of the 10th Cavalry. Shown at right, he was one of its most famous members and its highest-ranking officer. They were the first soldiers to experiment with bicycles. They were disciplined and had the lowest desertion rates. Buffalo Soldiers had the highest levels of reenlistment and company morale. Unlike other units, alcoholism was not an issue among the all-black units. The Buffalo Soldiers were called by many the world's best horsemen. Living up to the name. During World War I, the U.S. had 2 segregated divisions, the 92nd Division and the 93rd Division. Of the 2, the 92nd carried the nickname Buffalo Soldiers, and their motto was deeds, not words. Part of the 92nd served in France. Unlike the American military, the French quickly realized these men were far from inferior. Throughout the war, they brought honor to the nickname with their heroic and valiant fighting. Multiple regiments in both divisions earned honors and medals during the war. Shown at right, officers of the U.S. Army segregated 366th Infantry Regiment assigned to the 92nd Division on board the Aquitania and returning home from World War I service. From left to right, Lieutenant C.L. Abbott, Captain Joseph L. Lowe, Lieutenant Aaron R. Fisher, recipient of Distinguished Service Cross, and Captain E. White. When World War II started, the 92nd Division was reactivated in 1942 and renamed the 92nd Infantry Division. The soldiers were deployed to Italy in 1944 and were the only all-black troop to see combat in Europe. For their service, the 92nd went on to earn more than 12,000 decorations and citations, with 2 of its members winning the Medal of Honor. Mark Matthews was the last living Buffalo Soldier. He joined the 10th Cavalry Regiment when he was 15 years old. He served in World War II and died in 2005 at the age of 111. Shown at right, soldiers of the 92nd Infantry Division deploy a mortar in Massa, Italy. For E.I. Marsha, now you've been tidbitted.